Before you start wondering what lenses and shutter speed to use for shooting a dance video, you first need to understand what you will be shooting and how to prepare for shooting the dance video. It will show your professionalism and the client will feel good about hiring you. Just like in any film, any good video project, preparation is half the job. How do you prepare? Let's take a look at the 6 steps.
The first thing you need to do is communicate in the pre-production process of the project. Communications is really important, knowing what you're shooting and what you're shooting your client for. Make sure you know what is the purpose of the video, what kind of value you're gonna bring to your client, and how you're gonna shoot this thing. Also, make sure you write a contract. Put it on writing. In that way, you're gonna protect yourself, protect your work, and also protect your client.
Communication, working on clear terms, and having a contract will set expectations for both sides, and of course, make sure the client is satisfied with your work.
After a dancer or a client, and possibly a company that wants to make a dance video, reach out to you, your next step is to schedule a phone call, preferably
on Zoom. We recently worked on a short film for a dancer to showcase her acting and dancing skills so she can submit it to her auditions and to her agent. In our communication process, we came up with the concept of a late 1950s video. It's a story of a housewife who reads an article for a dance audition and imagines herself being a dancer. So she decides to go and pursue a dance career. But we only came up with the story after we talked to the client a few times on Zoom and figured out what she needed this video for. What do you ask? What is the purpose of the video? What do they want this video for? Are they just documenting choreography and showcasing some cool dance skills for their social media? Or are they creating a dance reel to submit to their dance audition?
Are they creating something more complicated, possibly dialogue, a storytelling? Do they want to submit it to a festival?
What kind of dance is it? Is it ballet? Is it Latin? Is it contemporary?
Are you shooting one dancer or a group of dancers?
What is the length of the video? What are the deliverables and what are the deadlines?
Is it going to be indoors or is it going to be outdoors?
And of course, before moving on, you have to ask what is the budget. So you know what's possible to be done and what's not, depending on what you offer as a videographer and a filmmaker. We like to listen to the client first, of course, so we know how to better guide them on how we can help decide if we even want to take the project in the first place, and let them know how much our services and the project will cost.
If the client only wants to document their dance, or they are planning to bring a choreographer, possibly a teacher to direct the video, make sure you know all of that. If the client only wants you to record, just go there and just record. But if in any case they want you to help to accommodate the dancing in a beautiful film or dance video, make sure you know that in advance. We personally like to work in projects that we have a little bit of artistic input. Not many people will be open to that, so make sure to check that in advance before getting involved in any project with them.
Whether you're shooting something with a complicated or simple storyline or no story, it's important to at least to have a structure into your video.
Step 2, finding the music. It's technically the life of the dance video. So in our cases, we like to browse for music and find it first. We can bring it to the client, see if they like it. Also, that gives us a lot of ideas, because when you listen to a nice piece of music, you'll be surprised.
The amazing ideas that come to your mind. In your communication with your clients, you need to clarify first if they're okay with using royalty-free music. A lot of dancers like to dance and use popular songs for their videos, but that's not the right thing to do, especially if you're doing a professional video.
Music belongs to somebody else. Copyright music is a very, very dangerous thing.
So what that means is that the final product at the end of the day does not belong to you or your client just because of the music. Even though we're not sponsored by them, at least it's our favorite resource for licensing music for a project and even this YouTube video. So if you want to check it out, we have a link down below. You can get 2 months free on an annual subscription.
Number 3, rehearse. Make sure you go to a rehearsal. As dancers, we can tell you it's important to understand choreography. If you're filming somebody that is dancing, you in the rehearsal will start understanding how they move.
The advantage of us being dancers is we understand how dancers move, but we still rather be physically in rehearsal to see the dance and practice different angles and shots.
If Steven Spielberg take the time to go to West Side Story rehearsal to learn choreography to shoot his newest film, you do not have any excuses. Anybody that shoot an amazing film that has to do with dancing, they will be in rehearsal.
You can even grab your phone, practice different shots so that you have an idea, possibly send a rough edit to the dancers so they can see what you have in mind of producing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Visiting the location was important so we can find out how the space is lit, find out also what equipment is available to us, also what problems we might encounter. The studio we chose had so much natural light coming in, so we had to prepare on how to diffuse and work with the light. It was much smaller than what we saw in the pictures, and that allowed us to prepare and pack a wide lens.
Depending on the budget of the project, just make sure to visit the place. Why? Because it's gonna save you time. 2, you'll be able to block the choreography, set up the lights, and allow the dancer to perform and rehearse in the place.
Something else that videographers usually do not consider when making a dance video is finding out if the floor is suitable for the dancer and the type of shoes that they're wearing or not wearing.
How will you know? You never danced before. So ask the dancer, hey, is any specific floor that you require for your dance?
Some floors might be too slippery or too hard, and at the end of the day, you want to make sure the dancer is able to perform well.
When shooting outdoors, you have to prepare for that. See how the sun is gonna change, what kind of floor that you're gonna be encountering.
Understand how to work with dancers. Just like you as a videographer, you need time to set up. Dancers require some time for their body to warm up and get ready for dancing. They will not be able to just start dancing right away. Keep that in mind when planning the timing and how much time the shooting will take. Shoot the main dance and the most difficult parts first while the dancers still have their energy up, and then focus on the details and close-ups.
We decided to shoot the non-dancing part first because we wanted to capture it with natural lighting, and it required more time to set different light setups.
For the dancing part, we wanted to give it a different tone, more contrasting and edgy. So we decided to go with a harder light and give it more of a stage lighting feel. And for that, we didn't need natural light, so it was okay to shoot it later in the day. However you decide to do it, just communicate the shooting order with your dancer so they can prep as well, especially if they have to change outfits or hairstyles.
You give dancers a break.
Ask if they're okay to continue shooting, give them some time to retouch their makeup, and drink some water.
You are making a film. You have to remember something. It's called, Maria?
Continuity.
So they need to dry it up so they can really match the same shot that you filmed before so it doesn't look off.
Now that you know the purpose of the video, the storyline, the music, and the location, you have to consider adding some details because that's what makes the difference.
What is she wearing? What colors are they? Are you gonna build a palette of colors for the film? That's gonna allow you to color grade it better, bring a more harmonic look into what you're doing.
But that's all part of the planning process, and it's important not to skip these steps. The truth is, not everything goes as planned, so it's also important to keep in mind to stay open and flexible to adjust if something happens the day of the shooting. Sometimes the most unexpected parts turn out to be the most interesting ones. Don't be afraid to follow your instinct and do what feels right. Now that you planned your video, you obviously need to prepare your gear, your lenses, your camera settings, and all the in between. So make sure to watch our next video coming up on technicalities of how to actually shoot the dance video. Until then, keep filming, keep creating, and we'll see you on the next one.
Ibrahim Perez
and Maria Kupari. Bye.